To get started, click on Content in the navigation bar. Next, find the module you want to store it. In this demonstration, we'll add a VoiceThread lecture to our Watch module. Click Add Existing Activities and select External Learning Tools. Now scroll down and select VoiceThread. This adds a link to your account, which will be replaced by the VoiceThread after we select it. Go ahead and click on the link. Before I select an option under VoiceThread Setup, I change the title so students can identify the lecture. In this case, I'm going to change it to VoiceThread Lecture 1. Now I'm going to select Assignment Builder from the options below. From here, I can select from 3 different graded options. Create a VoiceThread, which requires your students to submit a VoiceThread that they create, like a media project. Submit a comment, which requires your students to make at least one comment on a VoiceThread. And watch a VoiceThread, which requires your students to watch your VoiceThread lecture. Again, these options allow you to grade your students' participation, and that grade will sync with your OAKS gradebook. In this demonstration, we're going to select Watch a VoiceThread, and then choose our lecture on the left-hand side, Lecture 1. In the description, you can add more details about your lecture, or you can give your students instructions, like to read Chapter 1 before watching your lecture. And before you hit Create Assignment, you have 2 more options. Share this with your class. That's going to put this VoiceThread lecture into your course portal. I don't want to go there because we're putting it into content, so I'm going to disable that option. And then allow students to resubmit this assignment. They can keep watching the VoiceThread over and over if they want to review or refresh, but I don't want them to resubmit the assignment. They're only going to be able to do that once, and that just means at the end of watching the lecture, they can click the button to submit assignment. So once I've done that, I'm going to click Create Assignment. You can disregard this message because you're inserting your VoiceThread into content and not the course view portal. Okay, so our assignment has been created. I'm going to scroll down now to assessment, and this is how we're going to attach this particular assignment to the OAKS gradebook. Now, if you've set up your gradebook previously using your syllabus, you should notice some of your grade items listed here. I've got those listed in mine, but if not, you can click on this plus sign to go ahead and create a new grade item that'll be attached to your gradebook. But what I'm going to do is select the one I've already created for the lecture. So I'm going to select VoiceThread Lecture and then click Save. And this is going to sync this assignment with the grade item VoiceThread lecture in my gradebook. Okay. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click refresh. That I can see I've only got one student in this course, but if I hover over the student, I can click remind if they haven't submitted the assignment, and this email will come from my account, and I can email them to submit the assignment. If I have multiple students, I can click remind all to send an email to all of my students. And at this time, let me go ahead and show you what the student view looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over. Okay, I'm going to refresh real quick because this is the watch module. So you can see my watch module as a student, I have this VoiceThread Lecture 1. I'm going to click on this. Okay, so this VoiceThread is titled Lecture 1. There is no description. You'll also notice a button up here that says Submit Assignment. Some students don't notice that, but they actually will have to click on that button if they want to submit the assignment for credit. So a lot of students will leave comments, they'll go through something, but they won't actually click the button and get credit for the assignment. So they'll have to do that, and you might have to remind your students to do that as well. Now, a student will also have to watch or read all of the comments in the lecture to be able to submit the assignment. So in this particular one, it's watch a lecture. So I have to click on all of the comments, which would be your comments, by the way, as a lecturer. And I can go through each slide. And again, I have to click on that to review it. And typically, you'll probably be doing audio and video comments and some text. But this one, of course, there's some text comments. So I'm just going through the slides quickly to show you. And I'm going to click Submit Assignment. Okay, my assignment has been submitted, so I'm going to switch back over now to the instructor view. I'm going to refresh again. And now I can see that my student, just because this assignment was, again, just to watch the VoiceThread, they automatically got 100% for doing that. It wasn't about adding or submitting so many comments. It was just for watching the VoiceThread. And so it should have synced with VoiceThread lecture. So when I go up to grades, and I go over to enter grades, I now see my VoiceThread lecture that the student got 10 out of 10 points or 100% for this particular assignment.